We welcome you to the ORW testing track, and we are arriving here for pre-season testing for the 2031 season. New drivers, Alex Lowell back on the grid after a long time, and it seemed like the first two cars out on track already. Straight away after the track was opened are the two newcomers into Formula 1. Of course, Red Bull were in Formula 1 before, and Braun GP, this is their first outing here in this league, as Oyinkro has taken to the track with a new fancy helmet along with Sari over in that Braun GP car, the electric yellow and the white and black, all classic colours that they used back in the day in real life Formula 1. So as we start this pre-season testing, it looks like Ahmed Silla and Cornwell as Koenigsegg drivers are going to be out next. Cornwell out onto the track in a Koenigsegg car that is rumoured to not be as fast as it once was back in 2030 when they did the double, taking home the Constructors' title a few rounds early, and then in the final round up against the BMW, taking it home for Ahmed Silla to win the championship. As here comes Skittles out the pit lane next. He is in an all-black BMW due to the fact that they have not released their livery for 2031. That goes the same with the Ford and Audi, but they have chosen to run. And here comes Sari through, I think, the final right-hander and into the final hairpin. A sharp left-hander onto the next straight. Sari will set the fastest lap time as he is the first car to cross that line, as Oyinkro also coming through the final few corners and into up to the line to set a lap time for the first time in 2031. So we will see different cars running different run plans, so you won't really be seeing cars fighting for that top spot in testing. You'll more likely see them going lap after lap, just setting laps. And Summerfu in the Ferrari, he is going to be hoping for a better season than last. Of course, after winning the 2029 championship, he and Ferrari kind of fell off in 2030, along with Oyinkro, who finished outside the top 10 in the standings. So they'll be hoping for better things this season. But Porsche also hoping for much better things this season. Nubert Nunes is looking to be the favourite in the bookies for this season, as the Porsche is rumoured to be a very fast car, almost one car power over the likes of BMW and Mercedes. So we could see Nubert Nunes, after I think this is his 7th season in Formula 1, he could win a World Championship. But that's thinking ahead of ourselves for now. It's just testing, so upgrades could be bought after round 1 and into across the whole entire season. So it's not finalised yet who's going to be world champion this season, as Cornwell goes up to the line at the fastest time, but Nubert Nunes takes it right back off of him as he exits the final corner into the first few corners to go on to yet another lap. So right now it's looking like Koenigsegg are doing a pretty good job, as here comes Silla starting his first few laps in testing as well. AY, a rookie in Formula 1 now, he was in Formula E not too long ago. He had just raced in Brazil in the E-Prix, and now he's in Formula 1 all of a sudden, and his teammates with Summerfu, he just hopes that he'll be able to stick with him in terms of pace throughout the whole of this season, as we go onto another lap once more. And it seems like Namzar further back is also on a lap. What can he do in that BMW? Of course, he lost the championship last season just barely to Silla, so he'll be hoping for redemption from possibly a 4th attempt at the championship here in 2031. But moving on to the Cadillac, they have brought 2 new drivers into this one, Connolly and Antonio Ponte, both with them, so they'll be looking to make some decent progress, be consistently fighting for points. As last season they had, I think, 2 pole positions with Oscar Gonzalez, but weren't able to convert them, sadly. Through the final corner, well, not the final corner, onto another lap. Oyinkro's been out on track for a lot of time this whole session. Charles Leclerc goes fastest of them all midway through this session. Just a few hours left of practice here, and Charles Leclerc looking to set some very fast laps there. He's gone a whole 10th faster than both Porsches who've set the exact same lap time. Alves just 0.01 tenths off of his teammate. So Nubert Nunes might have some competition, it seems, not only with his teammate, but also with the likes of Mercedes and Braun GP, the newcomers in Formula 1. And here comes Nubert Nunes, he's on a push lap himself. Skittles actually goes fastest now. That is a bit surprising. The Canadian, one of 3 Canadians this season, and he is the fastest time so far. Vitor Alves also on a push lap of his own. We are going on board with Nubert Nunes now for the rest of his lap. And he's Nahel through the final corner. He also thinks that he's ready for a championship this season, or is his first full F1 season. He's getting a bit of a tow from his teammate Verstappen there, helping him set the fastest sector 3, but that only takes him to 3rd place, just above both Porsches. While further down the grid we see Monkey-on-Cloud and Zenzo in the Williams. They were looking rather strong last season. They even won a race. They won a sprint with Zenzo and a full race with Monkey-on-Cloud, and even got one of the best pole positions I've ever seen with Monkey-on-Cloud in Abu Dhabi at the final race. But now it's looking like they're taking a step backwards. Of course, they've got a very radical car design there. Their side pod looking rather thin and very high up near towards the engine cover. So that looks like it's more towards the higher downforce tracks. But this track, of course, the ORW custom track, is more of a balanced track in terms of performance. McLaren not looking as strong as they've been for the entirety of this whole league's existence here. I Am Turbo and Vettel, the new drivers. Of course, Safraz has now retired from Formula 1 after many seasons and a world championship, loads of race wins. Your boy has also retired after 2 championships, having the most wins, most podiums, most fastest laps, etc. The list goes on. Your boy is taking a break, and Safraz has immediately gone in to be team principal of Mercedes, so he'll be mentoring Nahel and Verstappen through the rest of this season. As here comes I Am Turbo through the final corner now. What sort of lap time can he set? He doesn't improve. Looks like he's on for a bit of a run plan here. Here comes Axel Dawson. Axel Dawson, she has set the fastest time of everyone throughout this pre-season test. Of course, Dawson only 9 points off the championship last season. She'll be hoping for even more this season. So it's looking like it could be a fairly consistent, and here comes Nahel. 15 minutes left now in this session, just reached over the halfway point as he is on yet another push lap now. It looks like he is out again for another run plan. Both Red Bulls now still hanging on to that top 10 spot, but it's looking like they could lose that to the BMW of Namzar and possibly Alex Lowell in the future, who is on a bit of a push lap now. But you can see the Mercedes has a bit of a weird side pod. They've got an indent rather than just a cut off to allow the thinner side pod, but that is looking like it's giving them extra performance, especially in the corners, it seems. So could other teams follow that route, especially Porsche? And Oyinkro back onto the track once again. He's been on the track for so long, but still not able to set a good lap time. Of course, it's not really about the lap times, as there goes Alex Lowell. He's off the track. A big incident for the Canadian. His first season back in Formula 1 after 2029, and it's still continuing. It almost ended for him, his pre-season test. That was a big incident for the Audi in their all-black testing livery. As Oyinkro goes up to the line, he doesn't improve, but it's hefty damage taken from Alex Lowell. You can see the front wing there. Both winglets have just scraped off the car. It looks like he locked up, spun out or something into turn 1, and there looks like Gonzalez has locked up, gone onto the grass. He's managed to save it. Not much damage for the Uruguayan driver, but 2 big incidents there. Oscar Gonzalez struggling with that Red Bull, it seems, as we make our way into the 10-minute mark. And here comes Namzar, just 20 seconds left in this session. It looks like everyone is trying to set their qualifying pace laps now, as Namzar just scraping his way through that final corner. He goes up to the line. What will the time be for Namzar? And he goes fastest of them all in this testing session. Next up to the line, I think it will be Nahal in the Mercedes, and he's going up to the line now. What sort of time will he set? Can he improve? It doesn't look like he's improved. He stays over in P6, that is. Alex Lowell also on a push lap, moving through the last corner now. What sort of time can he set after that big crash earlier in the session? He goes up to the line, and he actually goes fastest in this testing session. So this is where we see the sort of qualifying pace from all the drivers. Seems like Audi have very good qualifying pace, and Porsche, not sure what's going on with them, but they are on some hot laps as it stands right now. It seems like Newbert-Nunes is gaining a lot in terms of his delta, getting a bit held up there through those next couple of corners, getting past a Koenigsegg and a Williams. Here goes Oyinkro, takes a very inside line through the final corner. Up to the line he goes, and he actually goes second place in testing now. Newbert-Nunes now moving through for his final lap. It's going to be a case of what sort of lap time. Where will he end up, as Sonfu is now fastest for more in the Ferrari, surprisingly. As there goes Newbert-Nunes up to the line, and he takes second place. So after an interesting pre-season testing, we've had the Ferrari fastest of them all, followed by the Porsche of Newbert-Nunes. He was in close contention with his teammate for the whole session up until that very last lap. Oyinkro grabs 4th place with the Red Bull, and Namzar over up in 5th place. Both Brawn GP's cars looking around that midfield pack spot, along with both Mercedes as well. Gonzalez a bit off of his teammate, but I don't think he went out for a qualifying run at the end. And at the very bottom of the grid, we've got the McLarens, the Fords, and the Williams cars. So thank you for watching this pre-season testing, and we will get ready to go to China for the first race of 2031. See you there.